out here after work. I just got my first one, I think. Really light bite. Probably a little one, don't feel that big. Ooh, not bad. Oh, he just got up. Dude, I just hooked one right now and I lost it. I fucked up big time. I don't think I set the hook hard enough. Black. Oh, dude, so no joke. Right now, I was fishing right here, and I'm pulling through, dude. I see probably like a 5-pounder, dude, and this thing was only. Watch, I'll show you where my bait goes, but how close she was, bro. Like right there. Hey, dude, she just fucking swooped through here quick as fuck, bro. And my bait was like right in her path, and she just like swooped right by and kept rolling. I'm like, dude, I thought she was gonna attack it for real, dude, because it looked like she was targeted onto my bait. And then I kind of got nervous and I stopped my bait, and I think I should have just kept drilling it and she might have smashed it. But when I stopped it, she just went right past it, bro. I don't know, that's just bad luck, dude. And I just got hit on the other side of this little point right here, and it was a smaller one, but this thing was nice, dude. I can't really tell you how big it was, but dude, it looked at least like a 4 or 5, dude. So I'm gonna keep hitting right here. We'll see what happens. What's funny is there is one bad thing about spring fishing that people don't really talk about as a fisherman. Like, so you know, most of the year the bass aren't super shallow. You don't really see them. Well, at least for me at this lake. And you know, sometimes you will, but you really don't see them. So a lot of times you're just casting out there hoping you're gonna catch one, right? Unless you got a boat and stuff like that. But I'm on shoreline. But then, so in the springtime, dude, a lot of bass are shallow. So what happens is, dude, you're out here and you'll skunk, and you'll see, you know, 5, 6 fish roll through, you know, 1 to 2, 3, 4 pounders, dude, and you just can't catch one that day. A lot of people don't talk about that, and it's just part of fishing sometimes. I got one, a little one. Little smallie. Oh, he can swallow it now. Let's see what we got here. No, just shoot the arm off. Dang it, bro. This is gonna be a nightmare. So we got a damn big hook on me. Hold on. Let's see here. Oh, he's bleeding too. Dude, I got it out, dude. It was a pretty big hook with a little tiny fish, and it was stuck in his throat, but I was able to pinch the barb down and pull it out. I think he's gonna be okay. Little guy. Let's get him out of here. Okay, it was bleeding a little bit, but oh, part of the smallie, come here. Oh, I don't want him to die. It's a little guy. Bad. I don't know. I think he's gonna be okay. He's gonna be okay. But let me hold on just for a little bit longer. Shy little dude. He's bleeding a little bit, but I think he'll be okay. If I would have just let him go in the water, at first I think he might have been bad. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's a good sign when they swim away like that, bro. So I don't know if you can see it right there, but the little large smallmouth I caught, it sucks, man. It died. You see it floating right there? The thing is, dude, if you're out fishing a lake, you should check your regulations because, dude, you don't want to keep a fish, even if you accidentally kill it, if it's too small. That thing is way small. Like our minimum here is 15 inches. That thing's probably like 10 to 12, maybe a little bit bigger, but it's not 15 over. And yeah, it sucks. Like if you kill a fish on accident, the best thing to do is just throw it back in the lake. And you know, you might think it's messed up. Like if you kill it on purpose and do that, that's really bad. That's basically poaching. But if you kill it on accident and it dies like that, you just let it go in the lake. Dude, birds, water birds, and or not water birds, but like the crows. And there's other birds out here too. There's like I can't think of the name of them right now, but there's like hawks. Other birds will grab it and eat it, and other fish will eat it too, maybe like catfish and stuff like that if it sinks to the bottom. Oh yeah, one of the birds we have out here are ospreys. So if that thing sees it, dude, that thing will swoop it up in a heartbeat. I don't know if you can see him, but a crow already spotted that dead smallmouth. Usually the crows are quick, man. If other birds don't see them, the crows will swoop quick, man. A lot of times the crows just peck at it though until other birds come get it, or other crows help them. I do feel bad for killing a fish, dude. I always makes me want to go home because I don't like killing them, especially because I'm not eating it. But you know, right there, boom, the crow just grabbed him out of the water. He'll eat it, dude. So it doesn't go to waste, you know. The thing is, you don't want to kill it on purpose and leave it, because that's basically killing for no reason, and that's bad. But you know, if you're fishing and you kill a fish on accident because it gets throat hooked and it bleeds out, then you know, you saw him swim off. So I did it as much as I could. I didn't think he was gonna die, but oh well. It might have pierced like one of his innards when the hook went inside. He was a small little bass, that's why it happens sometimes. I should also say too that because we get trout planted here sometimes in the wintertime, or in the cold months basically. As soon as the water's cold enough, they'll start planting, and then as soon as the water starts getting too hot, they stop planting basically. And so sometimes, you know, you'll catch a trout or two when you're just trying to get bass, just because they'll hit whatever. They're just stock trout, so they're not the smartest trout in the world. And, yeah, I've killed a couple on accident, a couple of decent sized ones too, and those ones you can keep at any size. So I've let small ones just go down the water just like that, and the birds have gotten it right away. But then other nicer sized ones I've actually kept and just given them to fishermen on the beach. But you got to tell them too, if they're going to keep your fish, that's part of one of their catches for the day. You know, that's pretty important, dude. Like, you can't just give away, and it's even part of one of your catches too. So you got to remember that stuff. So the bait I was using today was it's one of these type of hooks. Worm hook, I guess you could call them. But you put the tip of the worm in there, and then what I like about this weightless, you just let it sink to the bottom, but you could also kind of jerk it a little bit. And the way I caught my fish was by jerking them, but then the way I saw the big one was when I was actually reeling it in with jerks too. But I saw the big one come out of nowhere when I was reeling it, and then I kind of stopped it, and then, dude, when she was coming up on it, she took off, dude, when I stopped reeling it. And I probably should have kept reeling it, which is, you never know though with the bass, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's good to stop it and dead stick it, and other times it's good to just keep fucking reeling it. And it was one of those times where I made the wrong decision and didn't get the bass, and that's just part of it sometimes. But I like this little setup. I like using Senkos, of course, because they're heavier, but that's what I got on here right now. You can cast them pretty far with like a little 6-pound line on there, weightless, and then with the wind it's even better. Even though I think most of the fish I caught, I was casting into the wind, letting it sink down. The bad thing about that though is the wind is pushing your light line, so a lot of times, I mean, you want to keep it tight, but you also want the Senko to sink, so you don't really want to be reeling it as it's going down. So it's a little tricky. But I mean, weightless pays off, you know what I mean? But yeah, I like actually casting into the wind and working it back like that, because a lot of times the fish will be looking into which way the wind's pushing the water, looking for stuff coming to it. So as you're pulling down with the wind, the current and stuff, the fish will be looking up that way, so they'll see your bait a lot farther than if you're pulling it from behind them. Even though pulling it from behind them will work too, because once you pull it past them, I mean, they're going to see it swimming away from them, so that could tempt them also. But I think when they actually see it coming towards them, it actually will help you get bites compared to pulling it from behind them. Got one.